Known for its land suitable for growing crops, California is home to thousands of farming communities. But in recent years, it's become more challenging and costlier than ever.
My plants struggle under the heat, and I've lost a lot of fruit trees. I've had to replace about a third of the fruit trees because they've died from the extreme heat that we have here. I've had to plant 40 trees in the last for 4 years, about 10 trees a year, and about $50 a tree. It's quite an expense. And you have to water them, a young tree more than you do an older tree, so there's an increased water cost also.
For some, it may be just an expensive hobby, but for bigger businesses, a smaller yield of crops and less quality could take away from their profits.
There's a lot of people that aren't going to put that extra water on or pay that extra cost. You can still produce it, right? But you're going to probably have a little bit smaller piece of fruit. And in a very, very competitive market, it's hard to make money if your fruit isn't the best, especially here in California.
Climate change is making farmers' lives a lot more difficult. Many are now having to pay so much more for the water given the ongoing droughts. And on top of that, increasingly intense and frequent heat waves can also damage their crops. California produces more than 400 commodity crops, providing more than half of all domestic fruits, vegetables, and nuts across the United States. But that could change in the coming decades if the effects of climate change are not avoided.
By 2050, yields are projected to decline by 40% in some major crops such as avocado and 20% for almond, table grapes, oranges, and walnuts. So in the coming years, the increase in variable precipitation from drought to floods puts our agricultural industry at great risk.
And some local groups are providing training and funding for people to grow their own local food as a means of promoting sustainability and reducing their own carbon footprint.
Agriculture helps to sequester carbon, and so the more we plant, the more green we have. We're enhancing the quality of the air. It also captures the carbon dioxide and brings it down out of the atmosphere.
With temperatures rising, so is the demand for water, the need for pesticides, and the overall costs of farming.
We might not see the same food prices that we are seeing now. We might, because of those, the water prices may increase or other inputs might be more expensive.
California's agriculture industry is a significant part of the state's economy, accounting for $50 billion of revenue in 2018. But with the production capacity and costs at stake, climate change is already raising questions about food security. It is Tianshan, CGTN, Los Angeles.